Many years ago, a group of NYSC corpers were posted to serve in a remote village in Nigeria. The village was small and quiet, and the people believed that the old ways still held power. On the day the corpers arrived, the villagers welcomed them with music, dancing, and celebration. Drums echoed through the air as they entered the village. Later that evening, the king summoned them to the palace. The corpers gathered in the courtyard and greeted him respectfully. The king welcomed them warmly. But before they left, his voice became serious. "There are rules in this village," the king said slowly, "and you must obey them." The corpers nodded. Then the king leaned forward and said something that made the courtyard fall silent. "There is one rule you must never break." He paused. "Never sleep with any girl from this village." The courtyard became completely silent. Some of the corpers listened carefully. Others laughed about it. To them, it sounded like nothing more than an old village superstition. Among the corpers was a young man named Temini, but his friends called him Bad Boy T. Corper T was posted to teach at the village primary school. He was friendly, confident, and quickly became popular among the students. One day he saw a beautiful young girl in a class teaching the students. She was the headmaster's daughter. She was only 19 years old and had just finished secondary school. Her name was Amora. Amora admired him deeply. At first, they only talked after school. Simple conversations, small smiles. But slowly, their meetings became secret. They both remembered the king's warning.
What about the rules?
But they ignored it.
Our love will conquer all rules.
Then one day, Amora discovered she was pregnant. When she told Corper T, fear filled his heart. But he hid it, because his service year was almost over. In just a few weeks, he would leave the village forever. Instead of taking responsibility, Corper T told Amora to keep the secret. When his service year finally ended, he quietly packed his bags. Before sunrise, he left the village. Without saying goodbye, Amora waited for him. Days passed. Then weeks. Finally, she told her parents everything. Her parents were furious. They went straight to the palace to report the matter to the king. The king listened carefully. When they finished speaking, he called for the chief priest. "The rule was broken," the king said calmly. "Bring him back."
Yes, my king.
That night, the chief priest went deep into the forest. Inside a hidden shrine, he began a ritual. Drums echoed through the night. Strange chants filled the dark forest. Far away in the city, Corper T was living his best life. Going from one club to another. From one suya joint to another. He had even gotten a good job. Life was perfect. Until the dreams began. The first night, he woke up sweating. The dream felt too real. He saw himself walking down a familiar red road. The road leading back to the village. The next night, it happened again. And again. Every night, the same dream. Walking back to the village. His feet moving, without his permission. The forest getting thicker. The village getting closer. Every night he woke up at exactly 3 a.m. He told himself it was just stress. But the dreams kept coming. Soon, strange things started happening. He would be sitting in Lagos traffic and suddenly hear drums. Drums that had no source. He would be at the office and hear whispers calling his name. Sometimes he would find himself standing somewhere with no memory of how he got there. Corper T was losing his mind.
Hear what?
Then one morning, something strange happened. He woke up, packed his bags, got into his car, and started driving. Hours later, he suddenly realized where he was. The road leading to the village. When he reached the entrance of the village, someone was waiting. The chief priest, standing in the middle of the road. completely still. Alone. As if he had known the exact hour. And the exact minute Corper T would arrive. The chief priest said nothing. He simply turned. And walked into the forest. Corper T followed him. Like a man under a spell. The chief priest took him to the shrine. And made him his assistant. Since that day, Corper T has never spoken again. He simply assists the priest. During ceremonies. And rituals that take place in the village. Some people say he is still there till today. Serving in silence. And the king now tells his story to every new corper posted to the village. As a warning. Because sometimes, it only takes 2 minutes of pleasure to destroy an entire lifetime. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more African tales.